guys, King of the North here, back with some more Dark Souls 3. Last episode, we cleaned up the Abyss Watchers and came back to Firelink Shrine before heading to the Catacombs. There are a few things to take care of here. First, we want to give some of the ashes we've collected
Ashen
to
one,
the
what woeful
vendor here.
ashes this barren. Where didst thou? Oh yes, I see. Clinging to lofty dreams in this dying world, more's the pity. It must come from one most foolish indeed. Wouldst thou not agree?
Okay. Opens up her store. I believe it added the human pine resin and probably a few other trinkets down here.
Ashen one.
We have some embers and tomes and stuff I believe we haven't given either. Give coal. Yeah, see, I have a few coals.
Use the fuck now, priest. Well. I'd heard. I said you should not.
There you are,
Can give him
yes,
a pyromancy tome that we have.
Splendid.
And we've picked these up throughout different episodes. I just have not
Not
been
the
staying on
dawn
top of the quests here. Not sure where he is. Not sure why he's not here. Firelink Shrine just seems so hit or miss sometimes in Dark Souls 3.
Oh, and in
Okay, yeah.
heavens, she was already dead. Thank you. Almost a relief, really. You can keep the ring as...
Okay, when we first found him, he wanted us to give that ring to her at the bottom of the watch, the wall or whatever it is, the very beginning.
Goodbye.
And we found out that she was dead, and I should have returned to him after we figured that out, but didn't.
Oh, I would do...
I did draw inner power from him one time so far. He allows you to level up 5 times without using souls. It's a dark sigil. I have 1 dark sigil. I think you're supposed to keep coming back to him after completing certain areas within the... Where do we find him at? So High Wall of Lothric. This is where we found the bones of that girl for the rat dude, and we should have came back to him, like I said, to inform him of what happened to her. And then we found... Okay, yeah, so we found Pilgrim at the foot of the high wall right here. And I believe we were supposed to come back to him a few times within these 3 areas as we've been completing them, because you can keep drawing out power up to 5 times, and then when we get to the Catacombs, after completing that, he'll die. So I just want to port out and then port back in to see if I can reset the Firelink Shrine, because it looks like we're missing a few people from there that should be there. And it may be behind because I did not give ashes, tomes, and all that good stuff as we've been going along. Yeah, I want to see if it resets the Pilgrim on the one side to see if I can draw power out again. I was using him to try and get my equipment loaded up a little bit, didn't want to spend souls. Yeah, so we had a little bit of a reset, it looks like. So definitely want to talk to her.
Hello again. I have since heard a great deal about you. For one, that you are most gentle of heart. I too am bound by duty, but can offer you my sign. I hear that cordial intrusion lays the path to embers. If I can be of help, by all means, do call upon me. Blessing of the moon upon your journey.
Okay, got her. Emote.
Ooh, yet to give in, eh? Good. The Firekeeper must be twitching with delight. But what do you really know about these Lords of Cinder? Let's take Aldrich, for one. A right and proper cleric. Only he developed a habit of devouring men. He ate so many that he bloated like a drowned pig, then softened into sludge. So they stuck him in the Cathedral of the Deep, and they made him a Lord of Cinder, not for virtue, but for might, such as a lord, I suppose. But here I ask, do we have a sodding chart? At the foot of Lothrop, it was used to transport.
Okay, now he's kind of telling us where we can go next.
You should see where it leads. If you've the stones for it.
Just that if we have any balls, we'll go down there.
Well, remember me? You're making quite an effort. If you yearn for a proper red-eye orb, then kill the Dark Wraith survivor of... He has been a prisoner for many years.
Okay, the key chamber. See if... Still not here. Oh, I wonder if he bugged when I summoned him. Okay, let's head back this corner.
Oh, I would
Yeah,
be
so
safe.
I'm assuming as you hit milestones up until Cathedral Deep, you're supposed to keep coming back and talking to him. And, you know, that's fine. I didn't want to get to the third ending. I did not want to become completely hollow. I did want to try to get a few levels out of him, though, before he left.
Thou returned, and a fine day it is.
So, going to use our boss souls here. Oh, it's a 10,000 souls. I want this great sword, and I'm probably going to grab it. This we get from using the soul that we got from the Abyss Watchers. I think I still have souls, right? Use. Okay, might be able to pull this off. I think these are 1,000 each. Okay, and they were a little bit more than 1,000 each. Grab this sword. It's a great sword. Something I might actually end up investing in to use. And we are going to want the Havel's Ring. Come back. It's 5,000. Oh, and I knew that was going to happen. Inventory. Okay. The Havel's Ring will become important when I do swap weapons, because most likely it's going to be heavier than the Butcher's Knife that we have now. And this used the Stray Demon Soul that we fought on the top of the tower before going into the Abyss Watchers. So we're going to grab this. What's this one? Recover HP. What's this? Oh, okay. It's not a bad ring, actually. Anyway. Actually, that's...
Aha.
Is that free? Yeah, that's no souls. We're gonna grab that.
Now.
So, let me go into inventory. Oh no, equipment. This is probably the least helpful one right now. Drop that. We're going to equip the Havel's ring. So, as you see right now, we're at 60.7. Equipping this drops us down to 55%. Pretty big boost. So, we're going to try to head into the Catacombs. Also, as a reminder, use your undead bone shards. I have not been using them. I dropped them in there before this episode. And we're going to head into the Abyss Watchers bonfire. I'm going to do my best with this. I have not been able to do a whole lot of practice or research leading up to this episode into the Catacombs. I've been having a lot of power outage and internet issues, and it's kind of kept me from researching item locations and enemies. And the strategy guide that I bought for Dark Souls when it first came out it's not very clear. So I'm going to do my best with this. I'm at least going to get to the first bonfire. This is a pretty big area. It's also very confusing at times as to where you're going to be going. But this is an overview. We'll be heading through this area. So I just want to get a glimpse of that. The skeletons in this area are going to come up twice. So just be mindful of that. I'm doing decent damage, it seems still. This guy's a little dangerous, especially fighting on the bridge. Very aggressive. Okay, had a riposte on him. Okay, he fell. So you just want to be careful. That one guy will do a lunge, that's why I was just kind of walking in a circle. As long as you keep moving, they'll likely miss you and shoot right by you. Okay. Beam them up. But before going into there, we're actually going to drop down here. There is a tomb, I believe, down here for us to grab. There's an enemy right here off to the right who will ambush you, so just be ready for that. That I did remember. A lot of hidden walls in here as well. Ooh. So he was actually up top and dropped down, I believe. So I believe that's the hidden wall down here. We're going to go through here. And to keep this simple, we'll come back through. We're coming back through this. I got an arrow in my head. Grab this real quick. I believe this is a soul. That's a pretty deadly enemy, actually. I hope I don't have the sharp gem. Okay, so that's a dex increase. Alright, so this guy's pretty fast. I'm going to try to take him out. He's got red eyes. Like I said, red eyed enemies usually more dangerous. But that sharp gem is good for dex builds when you improve a weapon to make it sharper rather than heavy, which would be for a strength build. Also be mindful, similar to the catacombs in original Dark Souls, there are a lot of traps in here. I'll do my best to point them out. Here is a pressure plate. Those attacks do hit everybody, so keep that in mind. You can use them to your advantage. Wait for him to get back up. And this is the path we were just walking down. That's why I took the direction that I went with. Alright, I guess he's gonna stay down. Try and keep this all together as best as possible. Backstab here. You might be thinking, this area doesn't seem too bad. The enemies seem pretty easy. It's very easy to get overwhelmed in here. Fortunately, we took these two guys out here because I believe there's a few more, and if you don't take them out, you can actually end up getting overrun with some of the guys that are going to spawn down here. These guys come up. Did not get souls from him, I don't believe, so he's probably going to come back up. We'll see. Do want to check up top here before... There we go. Ooh. How do you like that? Damn. It's not ready for that. So we'll return it with a backstab. How about that? Get the hell out of here with that shit. Okay, and to use this as an example, I believe this pot is going to do it. Let's check. Nope, it's not. There's going to be pots that you're going to see later that have caps on them. If you roll into them, they're kind of like a trap. They'll release spirits that'll chase you around. It's similar to the swamp monster enemies that would release those red skulls. It's going to be blue skulls that come down. You'll want to make sure you're careful with how you're swinging your weapon in certain areas. Okay, took him out. I think I broke even there. Okay, bring him up here. Alright, my sharpen ability is no longer up. There we go, got a backstab before he can swing. Titanite shard. But yeah, I will point those pots out when we get to them. It's down here. I don't think I want to come. Actually, this is where I grabbed the sharp gem at. Was down here. And we killed that guy. You see his body's right there. Good. Okay, tying things up together a little bit here and there. Alright, that is a trap down there. What else do we have to grab before we go through there? Another Titanite shard. Okay, got a backstab here to give us some invisibility frames while taking one more of them out. Oh, I thought I heard rattling. It's down here. Actually, I think I'm heading into... Alright, yes. So, we first walked into the catacombs and did a quick overview of everything. That's the stairwell that we were just looking down a little bit ago. We started from up top there. There's a crystal lizard here. That's what I grabbed from here. You want to be careful, though, because you can fall off here as it's running. There we go, got it. And I'm gonna take an arrow to the face. and no longer become an adventurer. Alright, head back up. This next area is a little risky. Let me head down this stairwell here. You're gonna see a trap gets activated. It's not something that we step on, it just starts, and we're gonna have to deal with arrows at the same time. There's 2 arrow guys there. We're just gonna head down here. And just heard something in the background. There's an item right below us. That's why I wanted to take this side. It's an ember. And that grave ball of skeletons. Oh my god, it just knocked us off. Oh god. That will keep going back and forth. So I'm going to do my best to run to that spot. Grab our souls and hopefully get to the bonfire. By the time this playthrough's over, I think I'm going to go back and count my deaths to see how many times I've died from enemies and compared to the amount of times I've died from falling off a ledge. Because I'm going to tell you, it has to be staggering. I believe there's an item down here. Is that what this is saying? Be wary of skeletons. Let's see. Can I do a plunge on him? Yes. So if you die, this is one way of getting back. If you've made it this far, we grabbed all those items already. So dying where we died isn't necessarily the end of the world. It's not ideal because we have to get our souls back while this grave ball rolls back and forth. Fortunately, the archers are done though. So we'll follow this up so we keep an eye on it, grab our souls, and stand as far to the left here as we can. And when this comes back, we'll run through. Okay, so now we're making progress. Okay, I think that's a broken switch that was for that door. It's not something you can ever interact with, so don't worry about it. We're gonna have some more skeletons coming up. We're gonna be dealing with more at one time. They're gonna start throwing a little bit more at us. Now this guy, yeah, see, he's gonna throw those alluring, they look like the alluring skulls. This is what I was saying, that if you break pots that have lids on them, skulls are gonna come out. It's that thing that he's throwing right there. And we're going to see an example of that in a little bit. There's an item that's somewhat hidden behind a bunch of pots. Oh, shit. That will release these. This is pretty much your demo right here. Break this open and a few pop out. So, obviously that's super easy to manage. That's not a big deal. But as soon as you start breaking a bunch of these, it becomes a bit chaotic in trying to manage them, because you can start rolling to get away from it and then break another pot open, like right here. I'm probably going to try to, yeah. There's also a trap on the floor, I believe, right here. That button right there will shoot arrows at us somewhere, probably from left to right. But it's a ring. Let's see what that does real quick. Slightly boosts dexterity and obscures rolling. I think that makes your rolling appear differently for PvP purposes. They like hide you briefly. But coming up here, a couple dangerous enemies with the combo that they have. unequip my knives. So there's this big sword guy here, and oh shit, that's the guy that I wanted to pull away from here. So he's just gonna keep throwing shit, isn't he? Shit. Let me see if I can get my daggers out. Can aggro this guy here. Okay. Gonna hit the switch. Maybe. Maybe not. Also gotta be careful too, they can break the pots and send a storm of like the skeleton things at you. Oh shit, is that his sword? How do you like that? Oh god, he's getting back up. Okay, we got a backstab there. I don't know why the backstab animations get a little messed up. I was having that issue with the Abyss Watchers boss fight too. I was getting backstabs. Well, it showed I was getting a backstab, but the enemy was still moving around. Oh shit. Fell for the trap. See, there's a trap there, guys. Alright, this is bad. I hit the pots that were next to him. That's why that got a little out of control. Is he gonna get back up? It doesn't seem like it. Alright. So I believe the big skeleton guys that was the big skeleton guy that was standing here and the two that are gonna be walking down there can't cross over here. You can farm them for the vertebrae shackles. I also want to do my best to try and fight one of these at a time, not both. Okay, so hopefully the other guy doesn't join in here. Have to be careful, there are a couple more of those pots here. As you can see, he might break them. Get our backstab off here. Switch to two hands. And swing away. And I think he's going to stay down this time. Now, this is a lot more manageable. Can we get a backstab on him? Nope. Here we go. Okay, we got souls off of him, he should be dead. That's the vertebrae shackle that just fell off of him. That's what I said. You can farm them to increase your reputation with the Covenant. There's an ember here, not gonna drop down. Okay, there's another rave ball here. Large Titanite shard. And we are very close to the bonfire. It's right off to the left here. Gonna rest here. Look at all the people that died here, shit. Anyway, gonna call this an episode, guys. Want to try getting some more research for the next area. There's a lot of items and places to go. So please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next episode.